Good morning, everyone. We are starting a new week. I am so excited to see you again. So, right now it's time for math. And this week, all the week, and maybe next week still, we are going to be learning everything about numbers. And today, we're going to start just working by showing the number in three different ways. Here at the top, like it says, you're just going to write the digits. Remember last week we reviewed what is a digit. A digit is just like the symbol, like the picture that you learn to draw in preschool, in kinder. Sorry. Then down, you're going to show me the number with the discs, the place value discs. And then all the way at the bottom, you're going to show me the number in standard or normal form. Right now, maybe you're going, what? What did Miss Moni say? Let's do some examples. So, when you finish watching this video, we're going to practice on your whiteboards, okay? So, let me say a number. And this is what we will do after the video and in your Google Slides. Imagine I say number 27. So that means that first we're going to write it. Do you think we can write here 27? Take 2 seconds to think about it. Exactly, no, this is wrong because here it says 2 and it is in the place of the hundreds. So here we would have to say 200s, not 20. So exactly, that's not how we write 27. It should be here 20 because remember the tens are all the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. All those are the tens. All the ones that have 0 the hero, remember? So that's 10, 20. That's why we put it here. And we don't put 20. No. We just put 2. 20 and then 7 in the ones. Okay? That's why we cannot put 20 here. Okay? Because that would be, again, if we put all the 3 digits together, it's 207, not 20 and 7. So just put the 2 and the 7. That's when you write the digits, okay? We are going to be working with a lot of different ways to show numbers. So when they tell you to write the digits in the correct place, that's what you do. You don't put 20, you just put 2 because there are 2 tens and 7 ones. Then in the next space, you have to show the number with the discs. That means we bring 1 of 10, 1 10, 2 tens, and that's 20. So we have 2 tens. That's why here we just put 2 because we have 2 discs. 2 discs of 10. And how many we put here in the ones? Excellent. You put 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excellent. Then at the bottom, you need to write the number in standard form. That means the way you see it always, everywhere, in books, in boxes of cereal, on the television. Just put the 2 digits together. Here we played and built the number 27. So the standard form is the normal way you look at the numbers, okay? So today we're learning 3 ways to show numbers. In the place value chart, like at the top, you just put the digits in the correct place. Then we showed it with discs, and then we write it in standard form. That's all that we are doing today. But there's a lot more to this because later you will have to write super big numbers until the thousands, the orange place in this chart. So let's practice bigger numbers, okay? Let me erase all this. Now, this was just to explain what you have to do on these three parts. Now let's begin doing big numbers. In first grade, you study the numbers until the pink place, until the hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds. Now, because you are in second grade and you are growing, now we're gonna learn the next place in the back, the thousands. Everyone repeat thousands, thousands. Very good. Remember last week I told you about Zero the hero. So in the ones place, when you get 10, you make a group of 10 and pass it to the tens. When you make 10 in the tens, you make a group and it becomes 1 of 100. When you have 10 discs in the hundreds, you make a group of 10 discs of hundreds and pass it to the thousands. That's how we write the numbers, okay? Now let's practice. Imagine I tell you 4,000. So I'm going to write 4 in the thousands because I say 4,000. 300. So I write a 3 in the hundreds. Then I say 25. This is how we write big numbers. So like I told you, this is called place value because even they are the same digits from 0 to 9, but the place where you put each digit is very important. Super important. Okay, sorry for my doggies. So, for example, I can have a 2 here. I can have a 2 here. I can have a 2 here. And I can have a 2 here. Okay? That 2 here would be a 2,000. That 2 here would be 200. That 2 here would be 20. And the 2 here would be just 2 because they are ones. Okay? That's why the place of the numbers is super important. So let's go back to the number that we have. Let me erase this to go back. So, as I show you right now, that place is super important. So now let's do this with discs. In the ones, we bring discs of 1, 1, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's go to the tens place. We always begin with the ones, okay? How many do we have in the tens? 2. Very good. So let's bring 1, 2. How many do we have in the hundreds? Excellent. 3. So we bring 3 hundreds. How many do we have in the thousands? Very good. 4. So let's bring 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. So this is what you will be doing right now in your Google Slides, okay? Then after all this, at the bottom you write it in standard form. So that means we just put all the digits together. That's 4,320, 5, the normal way we write numbers. So maybe you say, it's so cool, I just play with the circles and put it here. What you have to understand right now, boys, the most important thing actually is the last one. Because maybe on Thursday, I will make an exam on, well, like a quiz on numbers. On Thursday, where I am not going to show you this, I am just going to dictate big numbers like this one. I will tell you 4,325 and you have to write it. Or I can say 8,762 and you have to write it. Okay, so this is to practice with the discs and so you understand. But the super important thing is that you learn to write big numbers like the last one. Okay? Now, this is not it. I want to explain one more important thing and then we go to practice, okay? Let me just finish taking all this out. Oh, they didn't move. Let's do it one by one then. Okay. Okay, sorry, this takes too long. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a special number. Pay attention to this number. I'm going to say 6,079. 6,079. So let's write it. Did I say a number in the thousands? Yes, very good. I said 6,000. Then I said 79. Did you hear the word 100 in the number that I said? Let me say it again for you and listen for the word 100. 6,079. Very good. I didn't say the word hundreds. So you have to put a 0 because I didn't say the word 100. Okay? And then I said 70 and 9. So I wanted to show you these special numbers and explain. If you don't hear the word thousands, that means you don't put anything there. It's a 0. If you don't hear the word hundreds like I did right now, you don't put it. You just write a 0. If in another number you don't hear 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, you put a 0, but yes, you have to write it, okay? And if you don't hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then you put a 0 here. Because look, if this number that I just said, you don't put a 0, then at the end, here at the bottom, you would put this. And that's not the number that I said. This number at the bottom, it's 679. And I said 6,000. That's why the 0, let me change the color, the 0 here, it is super important. Okay, boys? This is something you have to pay a lot of attention. And I will give a lot of dojo points to the ones that write these difficult numbers good. Okay? Let's do another example of these ones with the 0. Sorry, it's the same with the discs. I don't want to lose time right now bringing the discs because I think you understand this part. Here you put 9 discs, 7 discs of 10. Here you don't put discs because we have 0. And here you put 6 of 1,000. Okay? So, let me erase and let's practice having a 0 in another place. So you see why it is important to write the 0. Now I'm going to say 8,407. So let's write it first. 8,407. Take 5 seconds to think if I put the 7 here or if I put the 7 here. I'm going to repeat the number. 8,407. Excellent. The ones that said here, a big pat on your back. I didn't say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. You didn't hear any number in the tens, so here we put a 0. Let me repeat the number so you can hear. I said 8,407. I didn't say 27 or 47 or 57 or 67 or 17. I didn't say anything in this place. So you put a 0. And down at the end, you write it the same way. 8,400. Yes, you put the 0 because we're not saying tens, and 7. 8,407. Okay? Well, boys, I hope this helped you a little bit. Just remember what I just explained here at the end, the most important thing. If you don't hear a number in one of the places, you put a 0. Okay? Well, now if you got out of the Google Classroom, go back to the Google Math Classroom so we can practice and get your whiteboards.